Hey friends, Skippy with you here today, and we're gonna do something a little different than normal. I've actually never done a video like this before, so if this is something you guys like and you want to keep seeing, do press that like button. It helps me know that this should continue. Anyway, let's get going on. We're gonna be calling this series 7 Days to Friday, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Reddit, we're gonna go to other forums, and see what other people have to say about 7 days. Funny stuff, serious stuff, and stuff all in between that, because there's a lot of stuff to check out online that never makes it over to YouTube, and I don't see anyone else doing this, so good idea. Let's start off today's video by a Reddit user called Reese Pieces. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's actually a really clever name. 4 days ago posted, I'm leaving to go live up in country. To go live up country? Sounds good. Anyway, that's what I want to do. So this is a parting gift for my gramps. He's addicted to this game. So I'm assuming he left it in game and his grandpa has his own computer set up and stuff. Oh, this is so crazy, guys. So let's give this a little bit of a watch here. I do apologize. There's a few swears. We'll probably blank that out.
Whoa. Oh, me. Reese was here. Don't use all at once. Get out. Oh, God! Reese, how have you managed this? Holy Oh! Oh! Me. The game has
You gotta get closer to the box.
Oh my God. What do the black bullets do, Reese?
Armor piercing.
Oh, I could do with some of them. Oh, no, Nora. Oh. Where did you get all the stuff to do this? Oh, he likes them. Shepherd's pie. She likes them.
So that is absolutely great. So he doesn't know about cheat mode, right? Which is really funny. He just filled up all of his containers with ammo and stuff. And oh my God, guys, I have to try to get a hold of him. I actually don't have Reddit. I should probably sign up for it, but I would love to do a stream or two with this guy. He sounds like an absolute blast. Maybe I'll have to like make an insert where I can just beep him out every time he swears. But anyway, I think that's absolutely fantastic and it's absolutely funny. So I hope this guy enjoys his life out in the country and his grandpa is actually one badass dude. Okay, so let's take a look here. Your grandpa needs to stream. Androth, I actually recognize that name from the forums, but he is 100% right. Let's not play that again. But yeah, like everyone here literally agrees that this guy needs to stream. So you know what? If I can get a hold of this guy, guys, or if you guys can get a hold of him for me, or you know who he is, please do me a favor, get a hold of me on the Discords, and we will go and do a stream with this guy. I think that would be so much fun. Alright guys, well this is not the only topic on 7 Days to Die. Let's check something else out. So this is one of my favorites here. This is by a guy named Keefy Games, if I pronounced that correctly. And it's when everyone or your base just completely gets annihilated. These are like hands down my favorite videos. They make me laugh so hard because we've all done this at some point in time playing 7 Days to Die when we learn about 7 Days to Die physics. Let's check this out. This is fantastic. So I had to turn the sound off on this one because I had some copyrighted sound in it, but that is hilarious. I wish I could hear the collapse and hear the guy's reaction. He was hitting his land claim block, somehow ended up in the wall, and the entire place collapsed. So I guess this is technically really a bug, but that is funny. They did not see that coming. You see the other guys running around too. Those are hands down my favorite. This one guy at the top comment here, that must have been a load-bearing torch. I've had that happen in one of my playthroughs. There was a load-bearing piece of dirt and the whole thing came down. The torch was structurally sound. The comments, I think, are my favorite things on these videos as well. Here we go with the good old memes. Other games getting updates versus 7 Days to Die getting updates. And if we've all played Minecraft, we can definitely know this is what the community is like. There's not enough content in this update to keep me interested. And then they get an update. No, how dare they split the update in 2 parts. I hate this game. That's exactly what happens with Minecraft. And then you get 7 Days to Die. On the other hand, the new A20 debris texture looks great. And the other guy's like, hell yeah, it does so. And no one's asking, where is the update? You know what I mean? It's actually really, really funny. So going on with the comments, this guy here, Diamond Gamer, YouTube 0. Oh dang, that actually looks really cool. I definitely agree with that one. This guy's like, is it a real screenshot? Yeah, it's from Twitter, guys. I actually opened it up in one of my streams. And then this guy here, Watermelon. Top tier. Wasn't sure if that was a crumbled building or the game's code I was looking at. Zing. We have also this user DOZO. They say landscaping is #1 way to add property values. So this guy's base is actually really, really nice. I like it. And I like the amount of time that he's obviously put into this effort. So if we take a look, he's got his rooftop here. He's put a stove in, which is super nice, and even piped it into the wall. He's got his little barbecue beside and even some wood pile there. I love all the small little details and stuff. He's got benches going on over here. Look at his courtyard. He's even got a tennis court in here. This is fantastic. And the front of his base, very nice. And the interior, like look at all the different things he's doing. I'm actually kind of getting jealous, guys. I'm guilty of this. I have not built myself for a while anything really cool. I gotta get on top of that, I think, in Alpha 20. And by cool, I mean just not functional, right? Just stuff that's for fun, like this. Like look at his entrance. It goes right into the water, right up those steps. Oh, I love it. And then we have the side of the building, which he put, they're not even pillars actually, they're the angle blocks, like the top of the roof. Anyway, oh my god, look at this. I love what he's done in here. So I'm assuming some of this is creative mode, some of it's not. I'm not entirely sure, but it is a fantastic job. Like, look at the details. This looks like it should be a POI, to be honest. And he's got a huge garage in here. That's very nice. Look at the shadows. I love how shadows hit angled blocks in 7 Days to Die. That's absolutely gorgeous. I should ask this guy if this is a survival base, if I could actually tour it with him. This is a very, very nice one. This here is a darker screenshot, but I guess he's kind of showing what all the shadows and stuff look like. And oh my god, he's got a Steve. He's got a Steve in here, guys, or is that a other Steve? Oh, I think that's the other Steve. But anyway, nice job. Love the Steve. And then, of course, more of his courtyard. And the final picture from the side of his base. That is a great, great job. And he has like all of his UI turned off, so I can't tell if that's actually done in creative mode. Here we go. So I found the information. This guy's like, how long did it take you to build? That's quite the setup. He's like 200 hours so far, but I've switched to doing it fully in creative mode now. At this point, I'm just designing. So yeah, he did actually some of it in survival, and he switched over to creative mode because like in that picture of Steve, you can't make some of those items like these here, the stack lights, I believe they're called. You have to get them out of the creative menu. But regardless, guys, this is a sick POI. I do hope this guy saves us and actually turns it into one. That would be all sorts of amazing. But good job, man. I like that. And here we have a guy named Rich Brown Music. He has a little bit of a nice design for the Horde base here. I thought I'd share this with you guys. He did a really good job. As he says, the base was sound, pretty easy settings, but the mechanic of the zombies bumping each other into the blades was a nice touch I didn't expect. Let's check this video out, guys. It's actually pretty neat. I like this. You might want to use it in yours as well. So yeah, I do have to say that's a pretty effective way to use the blades. I'm impressed with that one. And to end today's video off, we're actually going to get on a more serious note here. This is a discussion a lot of people have had over time and probably will continue to have until the game is finished. So I encourage guys, comments down below, but keep the comments constructive and don't attack each other. Anyway, let's go into this here. How do you feel about the state of the game after 8 years in development? So this is a huge one. I'll give you my opinion too, but let's read this. I just looked at the last dev diary with almost half his roadmap pushed to Alpha 21. I'm wondering why it would take a whole year to implement that. With the amount of money they get, at top 100 Steam sellers, I'm sure they could hire someone to speed things up, but here we are. I get more and more the feeling it's never going to be released and they will just do the bare minimum every year to get a sales spike every alpha and then just sit on it. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the game. That's why it hurts so much to wait for any kinds of crumbs they throw at us. So I do see two options here for the votes. Like I said, I don't have Reddit. I should probably get it so we can actually see the results of it. But he does give two options. It's a cash grab. What are you talking about? They really work hard. It's kind of unfair in my opinion because you're really siding to the two extremes of the two sides, right? Personally, I'm kind of in the middle of that. I do agree and I disagree. But let's go down the comments here and see what some people have to say. So we got this guy here named Archon Mal, or Arton Mal, I don't know how to say that. I'm torn on this. On one hand, the game has monumental improvements in the time since I've started playing. The vast majority of the early placeholder systems have been fixed. I agree with that. Console players, I'm so sorry, you have the original mini bike. Ew. The random world generation algorithm has gotten worlds better at making smooth worlds. I knew what he meant by that. AI is a lot better than it used to be. Don't agree with that. And the game looks fantastic now with the improvements coming in every version. On the other hand, development is extremely slow. I know the Fun Pimps are a small team. Disagree with that as well now too because they've hired a bunch of people, but we only get one major patch every year or so. A lot of the quick and dirty will fix it later systems still exist with no date in sight, notably non-land vehicles, water as a whole, and electricity, and I 100% agree with that as well. Water is one of the biggest and most annoying things to me. Ditto. Anyone who's tried to build something incorporating a body of water, building near a pool, lake knows exactly what I'm talking about already. Water blocks are really clunky. There's no way to quickly travel through it. Your best option if you want to cross a sea is right now to fly over it, build a bridge, dig a tunnel underneath it, or try to drive through it on the floor. That's right. Land vehicles are in a decent place right now. They're simple, but they work well and are infinitely better than the original mini bike. True. That said, the gyrocopter is very clunky and difficult to learn. I don't know if I agree with that either. I had a little bit of a hard time at first too, but once you learn the buttons, it's not so bad. I'd like to see the improvements to air travel fix this. We also have 0 options for water vehicles. That's true. And I know there are mods, but I have not tried any myself. Finally, electricity. What we have is a fantastic starting point, but it's clunky and has not changed at all since it was introduced in Alpha 16. Nothing's been added, no new traps, lights, decoration switches, triggers, and no electrically powered forge workbench. He's right there. I would want to create complex setups with layered defenses and fancy lighting for my base, but they're simply not possible with the way the things are now. I agree with that. And the sad thing is I've witnessed myself, I can't quote it, I can't reference it, I do apologize guys, where the Fun Pimp said they intend to do nothing else with electricity. So it looks like the clunky electricity system we have is what we'll end up with unless they figure out how to make that a better system, fingers crossed. So he ends it with all of this said, I absolutely love 7 Days to Die. It's my most played game on Steam by a landslide, logging in at 2K plus hours spent in game. And that's me too. No matter how frustrated, how mad I get at the game or the development, I paid very little for it. I think I bought it on sale for like 10 bucks and I put thousands of hours into it. So really, you know, I can't complain too much. I've bought AAA games that I've thrown maybe 10 hours into. So, and he ends it, one more point, the game is hilariously unoptimized, true. Textures swap back and forth between their high and low resins when you're standing in front of them. This is all stuff that they really, really need to improve, and I hope they do it this alpha. I hope they do some of that this alpha, but they really need to get on top of that. So the next opposing opinion is by Throw Anon 1, so that sounds like a throwaway account. Although he has a lot of karma and it's 8 years ago, so it's not a throwaway account. Anyway, I don't know, dude. I feel like a $25 game that has this many updates and is giving me nearly 600 updates is doing fine. I kind of agree with that, but you can't just throw stuff into a pile and say it's fine. It would be nice to have an organized, well-working pile, you know what I mean? I don't think it's a cash grab because they don't invest in a bigger team, just because they don't invest in a bigger team, which is once again incorrect. They have been hiring people, guys. They have been hiring people. So they are finally starting to invest. And this is something I went on a rant about Alpha 16, and then Alpha 17 and 18, they've been hiring. So they finally picked up on that, but we'll see where that goes. Continuing on. If they started charging for additional content such as DLC or something, sure, all the improvements come free as part of an alpha. they would be stupid to do something like that. I think there's too much focus on 1.0 when the game is plenty fun in its state from several alphas ago. Honestly, I paid more for buggier games with less features and been fine with it. You know what? And both opinions, guys, I think are fantastic. They're really rounded out opinions, and these guys have obviously thought them through, and I greatly respect them for it. Now, my opinion is that the Fun Pimps started out as a team that had some limited exposure to actually like programming games and working with companies, and a lot of exposure to modding. And when they started out 7 Days to Die, it was a project, and then that project pretty much got out of hand on them. The game went viral and it got really big, and for the longest time they just kind of sat there, and I feel that they didn't personally try to improve the game themselves, or they just kept changing it. Like, they did make a lot of improvements, guys. I'm not discounting that. Over the years they've done a lot to the game, but they didn't sit down and go, well, maybe we should fix this bug before we pile a whole bunch of code on it that we're going to have to fix down the road, and then just say we can't fix it because it's too much fixing, right? That's something I think the team lacked early game, but they're kind of making up now, because it's been quoted and seen that the developers are actually working with Unity directly to learn how to code better. So that is a huge improvement, and hopefully their next game will start off on the right foundation. That's where 7 Days to Die, in my opinion, went wrong. It's a wrong foundation, and then they just kept building on it and then calling it a new game every single alpha. So I do feel, honestly, at one point from alpha maybe 1 to 15, that it was a cash grab, that they just kept throwing stuff in without really any intention on actually polishing the game and calling it complete. And that's, like I said, just a personal opinion. But now I do think, after they've realized, after a whole bunch of pushback by the community, I went after these guys like crazy for several alphas, and like just kept asking them, why can't you get your crap together here? So I believe now that they actually do have their true intentions, that they do want to finish 7 Days to Die, make it a good game, become a serious studio that actually makes quality content, because they've delivered us a huge game. They just need to, I think, maybe mature a little bit more as a studio and move forward with everything, right? Let me know, guys, what you think down in the comments below. I know that was a lot, but I like to save the serious stuff to the end. And honestly, if this is something you guys want to see as a video every Friday, we can go through and check out Reddit and maybe other sites like even the 7 Days to Die forums, pick out some interesting conversations. Join me on Discord, guys, if you have any good links or something you want discussed in the video. And we'll do this, because Friday is honestly a bad day to put out a Let's Play, and I kind of want to branch out with my channel here a little more and do some different stuff. Anyways, guys, as usual, stay classy, back up them game saves, and I'll see you in the next one.
People say I need to get a little action. People say my love life is fiction. People say I wouldn't give them no satisfaction. Well, I wouldn't know, it's beyond my imagination. I keep my pants up high and my zipper closed, and people wonder why I never get rid of those awesome looking sunglasses that I